Well, I have not made any mistakes. We have not been running for the last 5 minutes, not streaming. But now we are streaming. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Omega Party. Toll's here. Painter's here. Feed Moon has had a lot of practice with this recap.
How
You're doing it twice.
Rehearsals are done. It's a real show now.
Doing it live.
Right. Are you sure it's live now?
I can confirm it is live.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
live just for Beta.
Just for
It's a
him.
private stream. He paid a few tokens and we've gone to private.
Ah, that's right. Well, just for beta then, I guess. We started off last time heading down from the Golden Valley, otherwise known as Whitewater. We headed down river on the boat, which we managed to get from good old Mayor Gunther up there. Not too much role play happened between us on the boat. We kind of came to a decision on who was going to be playing or acting as who, and what roles we'd take in our infiltration of this hamlet we were going to. And after some decision making, everyone came to get a role that they wanted, and some stupid names. What was it? We had they all Mick, Dick, and Rick.
Yeah, I
Yes.
chose Mick as a serious one, and then they all kind of took some liberties.
And then there's Steve, the guard. Classic. And the elf is somewhere in the background. I don't think he got a name. But we then made it into the hamlet itself, spoke to the harbour master here. We had to pay a few taxes, more like fines if you ask me.
Was extorted.
Extorted. Yeah. And then
I had a
Randall.
waistcoat stolen by a guard.
Oh, that's true. The boat was investigated for our wares to make sure we were who we said we were, and we were selling what we said we'd sell. And then, I believe Tiberius lost at least a single coat.
No, waistcoat is a Louis Vertigno.
Yes, of course. He lost that to one of the guards as a bribe, so that we wouldn't actually get in trouble for selling clothes, because it wasn't announced we were selling clothes when we got here. All legal mumbo jumbo. We then left the harbour, leaving behind our goods on the boat for the first day at least, to investigate the town. We all immediately made our way around towards the Golden Carp Inn, where everyone went inside for food, except for Steve, who was told to wait outside with the horses.
Now we're heading into the manor to try and get a trade agreement, aren't we? And just to see what the atmosphere.
Yeah. We're going in to meet Tiberius's father, if he will see us.
Apart.
And if not that, then assumedly the seneschal of the manor.
Frick.
And that's where we left off last time, standing in front of the gates to Rain Manor itself.
Indeed. And you guys arrive. Answer, you're just you're back at the boat. Just to let you know. No, you guys haven't actually slept yet, so it makes sense that you're still at the boat. Who's joined you? You've got I always forget your retinue's names. Which one's which?
What? We have Aaron, who's a good man and a chef. Uriel, he's an elf. And John Harris, lawyer.
I'll give them their nameplate so I can actually see them. There we go. Cool. You've got Aaron and Uriel for company. One of them a fellow elf, which you probably appreciate the company of one of your own kind. but you're just killing time, probably playing cards or something, or staring longingly off into the distance like you want to do, Ansriver. But I digress. We go back to the entrance to the Rain Manor Keep. The walls outside. So there's obviously a little drawbridge that kind of opens up onto the steps at the top. Obviously, it's up a little hill, and obviously the drawbridge open at this point, but there are guards at the gate. They cross their halberds as you approach. What business do you have here?
Well, we've come and we're trying to get a trade agreement with your old lord.
Well, you'll have to get in line.
Where would that
I mean,
be, my good man?
got people waiting in the town for these sorts of talks. I'll put your name on the list, but it'll be a couple of days before you get an audience, sir.
You'd be so kind, that would be lovely, matey.
And it's going to lean into. There's obviously a little door that they're kind of next to for the guard, like for the tower. It kind of leans in. Lieutenant, sir, got people here asking for a meeting with the Lord. Says for some trade agreements, sir. And Tybros, you would hear a familiar voice call back out. Obviously, you'd hear the rank lieutenant and probably expect to know who it was anyway. And you hear the familiar voice of Lieutenant Nothis, Callum Nothis, similar age to yourself, and he is. There we go, on the map. And you hear him kind of shout, "All right, I'll be out. Come on in."
The by the book, do I know?
He's not. I wouldn't say necessarily by the book, but he definitely wouldn't take bribes. He not necessarily because he's a by the book man, but just because he likes his position of power, basically.
Right, okay. Oh. Evening, Lieutenant.
All right. Which one of you wants a meeting?
We are all representatives of Mayor Gunther of Whitewater.
Gunther. Okay. Now, which one was yours on? Was a 16. Answer your disguise was a 24 roll, by the way. And he squints. Do I know you from somewhere?
You come out on the Southern Sea often?
No, not
Uh,
really.
You ever stayed overnight in Trolls Hunt Port Harbor?
Once or twice.
Maybe you've seen me in the Jolly Goose.
Roll a deception check.
My accent is really not holding together.
Okay. He looks at you. Maybe I've been in there. I don't know. It's been a long time.
I wouldn't be
But
talking
you
about.
do look bloody familiar. All right. Whose name am I putting down?
You can put mine. I'm being Mick.
All right. Well, you won't be meeting with the Lord. You'll be meeting with Seneschal Reuben.
Is he a fair man?
He's as fair as they come.
Well, when could we expect our meeting?
Well, day or two.
We are staying down in the Golden Carp. Could send a runner when we confirm the meeting. That would be very kind.
So, what's your name?
I'm Mickey Harper.
Mickey Harper. And what business do you have other than that for Mayor Gunther?
We are representing him. He has some furs, leathers, and fine elven wines he wishes to trade with you.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
I see you get a bottle of it if it all goes well, my friend.
You know, I don't take kindly to bribes.
Not a bribe, it is a gift.
All right. Now you go along.
I give him a little and leave with the others.
He kind of like he doesn't go back inside the box. He kind of stands there and like watches you as you're leaving. He's still like squinting at you, like. Randall and J-Ron kind of like walk off. They say they're gonna go find something to eat.
I don't know if it would have helped, but yeah, there would have been a +1 to all of those disguise kit rolls just because of my sub skill.
Okay, so 17, 17, 20. Yours is a 25 then. Okay.
Okay. I'll head back to the ship where the others are. It's getting late now, isn't it?
It was like late afternoon, yes.
Is where's are you with us, Stephen?
Guys, he followed behind you guys when you went up to the curb or left the curb.
When the others walk off, I'll turn to Stephen. So, Stephen, we've got some time to kill. I actually need your help this evening. So kind.
Yeah, is that right?
No, you can drop.
Fucking course you did.
You can drop the app. There's no one around.
He kind of like looks around. Ah, yes.
So you're holding the
Hard
accent
to,
better than I could.
Switch between the two.
Oh, you're a character artist.
Not quite. It's just it's more akin to how I used to speak when I was young, before I became more refined by joining the order.
Oh, back home. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Back with Mama and Papa.
Yes.
And, well, moving on from your sad childhood, funny enough, as we entered, I had someone bump into me and they slipped me this note, and I show him the note. Somebody wants to meet me, or at least Mickey Harper, at midnight.
Does it say where?
Does? God help me if I can remember. At the fish house!
Thanks, Ben. Yes, I see it does say that.
Yes, yes.
And which would that be? There's a fair number of buildings built along the river here. Points over the big one over here.
No, that's not the fish house.
Is it the one we went past on the way in? The giant long building with the jetties?
No, that's not the fish house either. I'm sure it'll come to me. The longer I stare at this map of this town that I was born in and grew up my whole life. Something will twig. Oh yes, this is the fish house here.
Is that...
You know, that's where they take the fish they catch and they smoke them all.
I see.
Yes, often smells fishy. That's how it gets its name.
I would be careful if I were you. While you were all inside having food I was investigating. It appears that not is all quite right with the people of the town as well as your father. It appears some people in the town who were bad or were doing bad things have been brought outside of the town or left for a day or so and have come back completely different people. There's one fellow in the town used to beat his wife, a terrible man. But now that he's left the town and come back, he is different, changed, generous even. Wouldn't lay a hand on anyone. Now, I see that as a good thing, but it doesn't seem right that you'd be gone a day and change if not for some kind of strange magic. Or threats, blackmail. I suppose that could do it too, but
Maybe.
it doesn't make sense for what I've heard.
Well, perhaps the hanging oak's doing its job finally. I mean, we've been using it for years.
The hanging oak.
Oh, it's a large old oak tree just outside town. I'm actually cursed by it, to be honest. But no, it's where we normally hang our dead. Not our dead, sorry, the soon-to-be dead. The
I get
damned.
what.
The damned are hung there. Or hanged then hung. Hung.
I suppose a noose is a lot cheaper than an executioner's blade for such a small hamlet.
Very
You'd need
dramatic,
something
too.
like that.
Very dramatic. Sometimes they'd let us hang on their ankles as kids. Speeds the process along. It'd be quite a drawn-out affair if you just let it happen naturally. I'll show it to you sometime. It's brilliant. We actually had to we wrapped the tree in chains.
Tybris, as much as I'd like to believe everything you're saying, a lot of it sounds like you could be lying, joking, or pulling my leg.
No, I'll come. It's only just outside town. It'll take 5 minutes. We can probably discuss things a bit more private there, actually.
You finish this line of chat as you arrive at the boat where Answerer is playing cards with the other two.
So, yeah, as I was saying, for every limb of that tree that falls off, a member of my family dies. And that's why we wrapped it in chains. Well, that's at least what the gypsy witch lady said when we hung her husband.
Out of interest, if somebody was to chop down the tree...
I don't think you'd get near it. Like, the guards are pretty hot on this sort of thing.
No, not me. I meant if the tree was to be chopped down, would that not break your curse, or do you think that would kill everyone in your family line at once?
Well, I don't know, because to be honest, no limbs actually fell from the tree, so we've got no idea if the curse is actually real or not. We took every precaution as you would. We wrapped them all in chains so they're not structurally free anymore. I guess they're more chained wood.
Oh, but why did this thing begin in the first place?
We hung her husband. Well, we were hanging her husband, and she was going, no, he's innocent, yada yada yada. And my grandfather, Lord at the time, I wasn't alive at this point. He said no. Which he said, for every limb that falls, one of your children will die. And he decided to chain the tree at that point, and no limb has fell. And as such, no child has fell.
So see, they're talking about this as they enter, right?
Yeah, this is finishing off in your presence there. So.
Yeah. Wait, so let me understand this. Tree is cursed. and to protect the tree,
What-
you're suffocating it with metal.
We're not sure if it's cursed because we've not let it do its thing.
Right, I'll be back. I've got a limb to take off a tree.
No, you stay away from the bloody tree.
Well, I don't like you living by such silly superstitions.
No, you stay away from that
Tyrus.
tree.
But there's only
Um,
one way to break it.
There's not. I need your help later. Stop mucking around.
I mean, without even going near it, I could probably hit a branch with an arrow.
But we're not going to do that because it's a serious thing.
I don't think it is.
Do you have a sibling you don't like, or
No, I like both my
or to maybe
siblings. Thank you.
test something?
No,
Right, but surely if we took the right limb off, it would be like your aunt or uncle that would die as, the
don't even-
children of your grandfather.
they've moved away ages ago. I don't know. We wouldn't even know if they died. It would be pointless.
You're right, we'd have to snap off a few limbs just to make sure.
Let's
Yeah.
not do a full rain suicide.
But
It would be more of a genocide, actually.
I don't think anything will happen, but
Oh, let's just not chance it. If Grandpapa deemed it necessary to wrap chains on it, maybe he had the right idea.
or he was just a little bit superstitious or insane.
Well, have you been cursed?
He thinks about that. Yes, actually.
And did bad things happen because of said curse?
You could say that.
Well, then, perhaps you could be a little bit more understanding of my curse.
I mean, well, there was a curse that we both had at one point. Did you have any markings on your hands or things that physically showed that it was magical in nature?
No, because they cursed the tree, not me. I
Oh,
wasn't
then
even
that's the tree's
alive.
problem.
This is like
Hmm.
70 years ago worth of problems.
Oh, then
Hybris,
yeah, it's the tree's problem. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but what?
Hi-
The tree's making it my problem.
this might be worth
Get rid of the
investigating,
tree.
Hybris.
Tree.
No. I think it's been fine up until now. We'll just keep letting the chains do their
Well,
job.
Hit it
They've
with a
got
flame arrow and just watch it burn down. See what happens.
they've got
That way,
things on
nothing
lock.
falls off. It just burns.
I'm fairly confident they're doing a pretty good job. We're still hanging people
surely-
from it.
Surely you'd want us to check this in case there's a way to see if the curse is actually real. If there's a way to break it, because we wouldn't want to suddenly die one day because some child hung out of the tree,
No, they don't.
or
let
the
children.
tree gets struck by
No, we don't hang.
lightning,
We don't
or
hang children.
there's a forest fire. I didn't mean like that. I meant playing on the tree, not.
Why would a child play on a tree we hang dead bodies from?
Why is there an
Sorry.
obsession with this tree at all?
Just it's a good tree. It's very strong and
You yourself said that you used to hang from the ankles of those being hung.
yes, I hung from the ankles of the hanged people, not on the tree itself.
So if the children hang from the ankles of the hung person, and there's enough weight, the branch might one day snap.
No, because there's a chains wrapped around it. Support. It's very, very engineered. We paid I didn't. Grandpapa paid a lot of money to the blacksmith to really engineer the shit out of this thing.
Okay. I think this is getting a little let's change the subject. So just randomly, hypothetically, where do you guys hang your like
but-
which direction
no,
do you guys hang?
Let's forget about the tree, the cursed tree. We need to concentrate on this secret meeting I need to have at 12 o'clock tonight. Fish house.
Why didn't you guys lead with that? That sounds way more important. Why are you fucking around with this other bit?
I was just trying to make small talk with the man. You blew it all up. So, yes. I have a little meeting that I need to attend. Well, I don't need to, but a man slipped me a note, and I decided to attend a meeting at 12 o'clock tonight.
All right.
I don't know if he thinks I'm Mickey or he thinks I'm Mr. Rain. I don't know.
Can I look at the note?
Yeah, it's a pretty open shut case.
I
So-
will give you. There's literally not much on it, but by all means.
I'm just looking at it for a simple reason of just to see if there's thieves' cant.
Oh,
No, there's no thieves' camp.
Good.
It's
That's all
well
I was worried about.
well written actually. The handwriting is very neat. Like probably not. It's a like it's definitely someone who writes letters well and probably often. So probably someone of like this is
Scribe,
probably
nobility,
yeah,
administration. Yeah.
yeah, someone from a higher end of society probably.
The Ascension.
anyone. Could be Lady Elwyn. Could be the tree.
Hybris.
Oh, oui, monsieur.
I don't like your sudden switch to Elven there, but um, I don't think there's much to discuss except whether you wish for any of us to go along with you.
I guess they wanted me to go alone, but having you guys outside if I suddenly let out a manly scream would be very reassuring.
I can probably search the place beforehand.
That would be good. Maybe you could even stow like a weapon or something in case it goes tits up.
I also started thinking about something. Um, Perhaps it's best if I read on my moniker of Sir Steve, not the guard that is simply going around with you.
No, no, don't do that.
The reason I mention it is I can probably use my title to at least get into the manor and speak to the Senchal today, if not the Lord.
We'll get in there in a day or so. Let's just once you fire that, once you've shot your load, you can't take that back.
Yes, but I don't like lying,
No, yes.
and I'm not
sometimes-
very good at it.
No, you're doing a fine job, and sometimes you just have to grit and bear it. I don't like. Look at me. I'm rolling around in dirt, and a man stole my waistcoat. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not having a good time. Do you think I like being Mickey?
Um,
No, it's not. I do not like being Mickey.
I just feel like I could achieve more as myself.
So, Sir Steve, who has made quite a big name for himself, dealing in cultish
I-
affairs,
Wouldn't say a big name. I mean,
I'm pretty sure people have heard of you. It's travelling around that you've been causing quite a ruckus.
well, surely not here. Like a small place like this.
You blew up a party. You're like a couple of towns over with a demon.
Yes, but as you said, the story you heard was very different, and I was not mentioned.
Well, some people would. And if there's cult here, the cult's going to be talking, and I'm 90% sure it's a cult, and I wasn't hallucinating. Those people.
Yes.
They talk.
Right. Wait. Just to run that by me again. Can you re-explain what exactly you saw that day? I haven't heard the story in weeks, well, months at this point.
I returned home. There's people going missing because monsters about apparently, and I went hunting in the forest late at night. Came across one of the buggers, killed it. I showed you that one, didn't I? When I first met you,
Yes.
I showed you. All very impressed. Well done, Rain. Good job, Rain. And then heading back to town. People all in black cloaks, all in big circles, chanting things in the woods. Looked a bit dodgy, so I thought I would get out of here.
And that wasn't out near that tree you mentioned, was it? Different part of the woods?
No, like the tree, my tree is kind of like right on the
Yes.
edge of town. That was further in the woods.
Yes. Could you
And so
by
I just
chance
writes that down.
lead us out to where you've seen these people, in case we can spot anything that they may have left behind? We've got 2 days to do nothing with.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow, shall we? Like, let's prepare for this meeting. Night.
Yes.
Right. So, anyone want to go scout it out?
Yeah, I'll go check a look. I can see if I can just hide myself amongst. Well, probably won't leave right now, but as we lead closer to midnight.
Okay, well, I'm going to press select on my Xbox controller and hit wait 5 hours.
Your stomachs are rumbling. You're probably getting a little bit peckish at this point.
And we'll have a microwave meal.
Microwave?
Microwave. We're gonna have a prawn curry.
Could I go to NB Metals then while the elf is investigating the fish house?
You want to go see Nigel, do you?
Yeah, good old Nigel.
Got what Nigel does.
Is the smithy.
Have a look in Purdle and Sons if you want to get a nice crossbow. Not that you can afford it.
What?
What? Nothing. You're sure you can afford one.
I'm not one for using crossbows, Tigress. I want to see if I can get my armor finished and made.
I've got one.
What, a crossbow?
But it's in my bedroom.
I'm sure you'll have it back in no time.
I use it on high flying geese.
Actually, that's a good point. I should ask. If all goes well here and we manage to fix whatever is happening here to your father and get rid of the cult from this place, what exactly are you planning to do after that? Are you planning to stay?
I don't know. It depends what kind of mess is left behind. I'll figure it out when we get there, I
Then.
guess.
I didn't know if you'd given it any thought, but
Well, let's just get this dealt with, and then maybe we could go out on holiday. I'll take you to Tellurium afterwards. Show you a good time.
that might be nice.
We go to Cascadia. I've
No.
kind of done Tellurium now.
No, I'd rather not.
What, do you want to go to Durham more?
No, I'd just rather not go to Cascadia.
Okay, well, Durham was just like a desert. It's a bit boring. I guess the dwarves are interesting. Not really me.
They do make excellent warriors. They might know a few techniques with weapons I don't. Would be interesting. Never trained to dwarf before.
Sort of
Hmm.
a empty desert, from what I've heard.
But anyways, I better go see what that smith says about making the armor and
Okay.
how much it's going to set me back.
Okay. I'll stay here, and River, you go scout your little heart out.
Sure. I'm just going to go for a walk.
I'll go find some food. I'll have stuff ready when you get back on the boat.
Andrew, make me a investigation check at advantage, please.
He's gonna go break my tree, isn't he?
There's just going to be a fire in the distance.
24.
Um, you do see kind of like the familiar like symbols kind of dotted around on like signposts here and there that would to most people just look like general like kind of scribbles, um, or like a child that's like carved a like a picture into a bit of wood. But to you, obviously, you pick out these sorts of things. Most point to essentially the ditch, which is the slum-like houses that go around Rain Manor. Most point to there, which your general knowledge, you'd be like, okay, like if any crime's going on here, it's going to be there.
Secret ingredient.
The fish house that has been referenced is, as you may assume, is the one I've crossed here.
Well, I can save the fish house for later.
It is already maybe like 7-8 o'clock.
Uh,
He was meeting at
midnight. Because yeah, it's more. I want to, because I kind of want to get there around like 11, and then just stay the full hour, and just see anyone that's going in and out. So that's sort of the time I'm trying to like get there.
Okay. All right. So you've got time.
Probably won't make any contact, but I'm just gonna take a look at the ditch. Just see if there's any places that seem interesting, or if there's a place where I can leave a calling card, essentially.
Okay. You taking a stroll around the ditch then?
Yeah.
All right. You do actually see there's what could be described as what poses for a ale house here in the ditch. Is the building right at the back centre. Like there's space outside with like benches where people sat drinking. And that's got the symbol carved into the like door frame. However, as you're approaching it, a couple of guys kind of slink out of an alleyway. Oi, what you doing around here?
I'm going to say, well, my dear sir does believe that I appear to be lost. I'm just a little bit confused and trying to regain my bearings. But in my speech, and thieves can't. I'm basically just saying I'm looking to offer my services while I'm in town.
Do you imply what those services are in your thieves' camp?
Sexual.
Yeah, I think burglary, spying, assassination.
Okay. The first one who's like the chatty one. He pulls out a little blade. It's like, well, you're lost, eh? How about? Yeah, and he starts like picking his teeth with his little very rusty blade.
Ah.
How about you give me whatever silver you got on you, and I'll show you out. How about that? And his mate puts his hand on his mate's shoulder. She goes, Gary, we should probably take him to the boss.
I'm gonna
Oh,
look at the one who like stopped and be like, "Oh, wonderful! Someone that is informed."
he he looks at you. He's gone a little bit pale. It's like, yeah, and he like whispers in his mate's ear. Okay, yeah. Wait for the next one, eh? You follow, please.
Yep. I should probably also notice, in Theodore's costume, but just a bit more tattered. So
Yeah.
it's like a very it's like a homeless butler right now. The butler who hasn't worked in a long time. Just a little scratch, like yeah, he's been like traveling and whatnot, very dirtied, not
He's
as like
wearing
clean and well maintained,
somewhat nice clothes, but
but that look like shit. Yeah.
okay.
Almost like
He
he
like
stole them type thing.
he shows you into the ale house, and he kind of guides you. Like he goes, he looks at the barkeep. He goes, is he in the back? Okay, yeah. And he opens the door. Wait here. And then he comes out. He'll see you. And he just starts steps away. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. Uh, young ones can be so hyped up and excited.
Um, Hope it goes well. And he kind of like bolts.
Yeah, I mean, I am also just clocking my surroundings, just more so just looking, ensuring that I know where like places I can run.
Yeah, I mean, there's a back
Um,
door and there's the front door. There's not much. There's windows, but they're kind of boarded up.
yeah,
They've
I
clearly been,
assumed as much.
they've clearly been like smashed one too many times. Had one or too many people thrown out of them.
Yeah, I've
And
been to places like this. Yeah.
Not many hamlets have a slum.
Uh, yeah, and then I'll enter inside.
okay, yeah, you go in and there's middle-aged man, slightly overweight, balding, um, got kind of like gruff bit of stubble around his face. He's got a couple of younger women, possibly barmaids, sat either side of him. He's got his arms around them.
And a lazy eye.
He hasn't got a lazy eye, no.
Oh.
However, he's got a couple of mates, and one of them has a lazy eye.
Philip.
He kind of like, so, what can I do for you?
Oh,
Girls,
well.
leave. The two girls, yeah. He slaps one of the arse as they walk out.
And yeah, I was sort of just like very much in a like sort of polite butler manner, just sort of like step to the side and just like politely just give like a little bow as they leave.
Take a seat.
Yeah, well, sit down.
You want a drink?
Yes,
You want a drink? I can get you a drink.
I'm more than okay. Thank you for meeting with me on such short notice. But
Right. Quiet night.
yes, I'm just passing through. But when I'm in various towns, I like to offer my services to the locals to, try to help out where I can.
I like that. generous. Helps you make friends, attitude like that.
Precisely. And, well, I'm not too sure how much is happening here in this. He does stop himself from saying Hamlet as he's not too sure how much is happening in this town, but should there be uh, jobs that the people are wanting done, then I am here to aid and assist.
Well, it's always nice. I could always think of a couple of jobs for a man of your supposed talents.
Well, it it also just happens that this particular visit, should there be a job that is needed of me, I also would probably be passing up on any sort of regular payment. Perhaps if there is more information of the going-ons of this here town. I'm rather curious about things happening in and around the Rain Manor, for example.
He looks at you, kind of takes a long swig. All right. Saves me coin. So,
Certainly.
what sort of information are you looking for?
I've been hearing some rumors from other employers far from here, but that there was well, the family weren't exactly all there currently.
Hold on. I'm going to stop you there. Now, if you're plotting anything to do with my good lord,
Oh no, I'm
nothing to
actually
do.
here to help, if possible. Uh, one of my employers are, I guess you could call them a family friend.
All right. Information. I can deal in information. I've plenty of information. Especially on Rain Manor. I've plenty of ways into Rain Manor.
Hmm.
Now, you don't get any of that unless you do jobs for me. Now, the jobs I want done, bit distasteful. I like to keep my hands clean. I try to like to keep my the hands of my boys clean as well. You know, saves anything being traced back. So, it's quite good that you, an external, is here.
Hmm.
Now, first job. I got an old acquaintance. He's gone soft. Skipped town for a couple of days. Came back all nice. Said he doesn't want anything to do with the business anymore.
Hmm.
Now, a man of your knowledge would know this is not the sort of work that you just leave. You exit when I say you can exit.
Hmm.
I want him dealt with. Gone.
There is sort of a almost the persona shifting for a moment. As like the very polite, upstanding, very like friendly butler, that demeanor sort of just drops. Um, Permanently removed. Understood.
Come back when it's done. I'll be able to answer some questions for you.
And yeah, I'm assuming someone gives me a name, and then I'll.
Yeah.
But yeah,
His name's Vinny.
is there a location where I can find this individual?
Yeah. Kurt will give you all the details. Kurt, see him out. And the one with without the lazy eye stands up and opens the door for you to follow him.
Yeah, I'll follow him out. And yeah,
He gives you the details on Vinny. Tells you that he lives or he's currently living now in one of the houses by the bridge.
okay,
And he works currently as a farmhand now that he's left the business.
got it. All
And
right.
well, while you
Is
make
that
your
all?
way, while you make your way to the fish house, I'm assuming after that meeting,
Yeah.
we'll skip to maybe back a couple of hours. It is obviously late, Sir Steve, as you head to NB Metals.
Mhm.
And you kind of you arrive as he looks to be kind of like letting the forge cool off, and he's just doing like a little bit of like engraving on some of the metal.
All right, how's it going?
Oh, hello. You're a bit late. Oh, not really taking custom at the moment.
Well, wasn't looking to buy nothing off you today. Was just wondering if you could get something made for me.
I can take commission, yes. What do you want?
Well, don't know if it's beyond your means, but I was looking to get a set of plate armor made.
Full plate?
Well, I've already got half plate. I just need, well, the other half.
All right. Well, I can do that. It'll take a good few days though. You don't plan on going anywhere soon. You're new face around here, at least I haven't seen you before.
No, yeah, we're for, as far as I'm aware, we're here for the next few days, maybe a week, maybe a bit longer, depends.
This sort of job, it'll take about a week, so stick around, I say.
Yeah, well, I assume if I pay you for it and I'm not round to pick it up, you'll just keep it here for me.
If it's paid for, of course.
Yeah, well, as long as I don't fucking die, I'll be coming back to pick it up.
Swing by tomorrow morning. Um, I'll take your measurements, get it sorted out, what exact pieces you need to complete your set, and what sort of style you want to match, obviously, what you've got, any engravings and anything like that. We'll sort that out then. My books are closed at the moment, so we'll sort that out in the morning. Daybreak?
Yeah, that works. All right.
All right. Um, see you then.
Right, see you in there. I didn't catch your name. It's just
Nigel.
Nigel. All right. See you later, Nigel.
Goodbye.
He's just gonna leave. And then, it's late in the day. He'll just head back to the ship.
Cool. Answer, you arrive at the fish house. Roll me a stealth check. There are still a couple of fishermen who have like come in late.
All right. It's 22.
As far as you are aware, you are unseen. You're able to sneak inside. It's a fairly small place. I mean, it stinks of fish. There's still like barrels of fish guts where they've been gutted, and obviously there's nets, all fishing equipment, spare parts of the boats, all that sort of stuff. It's just standard kind of like fish house and fisherman's like hut basically. The only kind of like hiding places really are if you want to get into one of these awful barrels, or if you want to try and like balance on one of like the rafter beams, basically.
Yeah, for the first bit, like just when I arrive, it would just be mainly like clocking all of the entrances and exits.
Yeah,
And
two
then
of them.
just finding, I probably wouldn't remain inside, but more so after like figuring out entry points, exits, who's inside. I think I'll just stay outside for the time being and just watch who goes in and out and just
Okay.
keep sort of track.
Yeah,
So
so
if there's like if there's someone that I saw inside that as like when after everyone leaves, if I didn't watch, if I like didn't count someone leave, then I'll just mark that.
are you trying to hide in a particular place, or are you like going on the roof? Are you what?
Yeah, probably just somewhere high up, so probably a roof, just so I can observe.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check because you're trying to climb up someone's house, essentially.
Awesome. 26.
Cool. Yeah, you're able to stealthily jump up and get onto the roof, and kind of like you just lay flat, so you're as little light as possible and overlooking the fish house. Yeah. From your vantage point, you see a couple of people that were there. They just finish off. They close the door, and they walk off. You're assuming home. Other than that, you don't necessarily see anything. Tybros, it's
Hello.
approaching midnight. So Steve has come back. I'm assuming you've like both eaten and
I made a quiche.
you made a quiche. Did you made the quiche, not Aaron?
Well, Aaron made the quiche, but I told him to. So we're pretty well fed as heroes go.
You are.
Stephen, did you like your quiche?
It was quite all right. Not really a big quiche man, per
Well,
se. It's not really a food I'd usually have.
well,
but
you're
more
very
to it.
welcome.
Yes, Aaron did a good job,
Aaron has done a
As-
fine job, yes.
as per usual.
Exactly. Well, I have a meeting to get to, Sir Stephen. Would you like to attend? Can't have you
I
sitting
mean-
around eating quiche all night.
I mean, we could have that. It doesn't
No,
sound entirely bad.
well, we can't. It's just not even a factor.
Well, if that's not the case, then I suppose I will join you. Best to have a good sword at your back rather than a knife in it.
Thank you. I feel a lot. You have
I don't-
reassured me.
I don't think that analogy works quite as well as it did in my head.
You know what you need when you're about to meet someone who mysteriously gave you a note at midnight in a fish house? A little man just giving you a little like pep talk about having knives in your back.
Well, I suppose if it's a fish house, it'd probably be more on your side or stomach as you're being filleted like a fish.
I have a knife for that. It's called a gut knife. And do you know where it goes?
Um,
In your gut.
wait. Ah, that was going to be my second guess.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be bringing anyone, so perhaps you should. I'll walk there and you just kind of loll behind a little bit.
Well, it would make sense that your good guard would follow you in the meeting, but I could lull back at least. Perhaps. Where did you say this place was again?
I did point somewhere else before, but I have since then remembered where I lived and remembered my childhood town. It's here.
Perhaps I can mill about down there by the river.
Yes.
I'll find something inconspicuous.
Well, let's get a little wriggle on. And I start making my way there. I'm still in disguise as Mick.
Okay.
Put myself down.
Is walk in.
All right. You walk in. So, Steve, what do you do?
I'm going to be inconspicuous and stand here.
Roll me a stealth check.
Regardless, I'm going to be able to see you.
You're not
At least you
wrong.
rolled a 20.
Oh, no, because I'm at disadvantage because of the armor, Ben.
Oh,
this,
you're wearing the armor.
This can't be a disadvantage. He's just standing there.
But he's trying to blend in half plate armor.
Yeah,
Oh,
I also know your stealth is not higher than a 5, which means even on a net 20, my passive 25 will still probably clock you.
Let's not get bogged down with who can see who.
Go on, Brandon.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
That's Steve for you.
You try to be inconspicuous and like lean up against the wall, and you just like you actually just lean on a person's door. And like your armor just like clunks into it, and
Who's
the door then creaks open. Like, oi, what are you doing knocking on my door this time? I'm trying to sleep. I've got a young baby. You've woken him up, and you're crying in the back and everything.
Brandon, who's that at the door?
Who are you?
Oh, my bad. Didn't actually notice the door there, to be honest. You know, it's gotten dark outside, but I was just leaning against a wall, to be honest.
Is it a night diddler?
Yeah, I think it is, love.
I'll get the axe.
Yeah. Now piss off, or my missus is going to get the axe.
All right, I'm off. Sorry about
It's
that.
all right, love. He's gone.
That's good, because you left your axe around your cousin's last week.
Oh, shit.
You idiot. I told you to bring it home.
Don't say it too loud. The diddler will come back.
You're always doing this.
Just give me some peace, woman.
Don't talk to me like that. I'm not your mother.
I just walked a few paces away and then awkwardly stood there and listened.
God damn it. Steve's just like causing fucking marital problems all over the
Woke the
place.
baby up.
They clearly already had. So, Andrew, you've definitely seen Sir Steve. You've seen this ruckus caused by him.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
I'm just crouched on a roof, just like, fuck.
Meanwhile, Bruce, you go in. No one's in there initially, and you're kind of a bit probably stood there a bit like
poking a dead
okay.
fish.
Yeah, the smell of fish is awful. However, you then hear a voice from inside the building. I thought you would come alone.
Well. If it isn't who I expected it to be.
You can't even see the person. You just heard the voice.
I don't know that voice anywhere.
Who are your friends outside?
Just a bit of protection.
You may as well tell them to come in.
I'll stick my head out the door. Oi, get in here. Gums. You're done waking up children.
Hey, listen, right? It was an honest mistake.
Just
It's not my fault. This fucking hamlet has doors that look like walls.
You hear someone leans out a window. Hey, shut up! We're trying to sleep. Louder than you've been shouting.
Yeah.
You're waking the whole town up. Come on.
Dog starts barking.
Yeah, so Steve just hears just an audible sigh as just someone just steps out of his shadow and walks off.
Are you coming?
He's just given up. He's just gonna go along. He's checked out.
Sorry
It's
about
alright.
this.
You weren't built for this.
No, he wasn't.
Sorry about this. He's being a bit slow.
It's alright. Take your time.
Bodyguards, eh?
Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
Sometimes you don't live at all.
Well, they're the worst.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
And then they cut there. The two of them get in. Is the door shut?
Yeah.
All right, good. And a figure stands up from amidst like the nets
Dramatically.
in full like essentially like ghillie suit made of like fishing nets. Stands up. And you wouldn't necessarily recognize the face. But you'd probably recognize the name as he introduces himself as someone from the Lamb Lodge. Sir, Harold Tugsworth, at your service.
Harold, do you know who I am?
It's a bit dark. He kind of like... anyone of you got a light?
Yeah. Hold on. And he'll light up a torch.
Oh. He kind of like steps in closer to you. He's got a very... Now, his hair's not actually well kempt. It's not as well kempt in the photo. It's quite a bit scraggier. He like takes his like ghillie net helmet off. But his moustache has definitely grown beyond the edges of his mouth. It's going a bit frayed at the edges, but you can see he used to be well maintained moustache. He's got stubble where he would normally be clean shaven. But yeah, leans in close to you. Well, if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't know this when I left the note on you. I just thought you were a newcomer to the town, so therefore you can't possibly be involved in all this farcical stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, you're one of Rain's boys, correct?
Damn it! Andrew, you told me he wouldn't recognise me. This is bullshit. Yes, hello. Tybros Rain. Nice to meet you. Go shake his hand.
It's only because
I don't remember saying anything.
I've known your father for a long time. I know those features anywhere.
I've heard of your name. I've not seen you around though. I guess you're probably hiding in fish guts and whatnot.
Well, I wasn't normally doing that. That's not my like standard living.
You're right.
If anything, I mean, when a man is a true hunter, one learns how to adapt. You see?
You blend into the environment, yes.
Exactly. You learn these things. I mean, what's the difference between a bush and a pile of fishing nets? You just got to blend into the environment.
That wasn't just fishing
Um,
nets, you had guts all over you.
I know that's very regrettable. I am going to need to go for a swim later to wash that all off. Um, but I mean, what's the matter? I don't really socialize much these days, so bit of smell, not the worst.
It's alright,
Anyway,
I've been posing as a peasant for the last 2 days.
I mean, nothing wrong with the peasants. They've been actually quite helpful to me recently.
Good. Always nice.
And some peasants are very, very good hunters. Sometimes the best hunters are from the peasantry.
Oh, you should meet. I've got a peasant goes around with me. His name is Randall. You'll love him. He's one of those travelling peasants.
Ah, one of those.
Yes, has a house on wheels, and a whole family to go to boot.
Well, I look forward to meeting him, seeing his bowmanship.
Oh, his bowmanship. Quite the bower.
Ah, good. And your friends, Tiberius, who are these?
This is Sir Stephen Oakwood of many knightly orders, and this is Ansriver Zhao of many identities.
Okay. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, you two.
You as well.
I'm sure they're happy to see you too.
Yes, I mean, probably if I didn't smell so bad, they'd probably be a bit more, yeah, shake my hand, but they probably don't want it to rub off on them.
Oh, it would be their honour. Shake the
It
man's
would
hand.
be their honour.
Shake the man's hand. I look at
No,
Matt.
no. Don't force them. Don't force them.
Sorry, I'm so embarrassed.
No, don't be. I honestly don't blame them. I don't even look like nobility right now.
Well,
I've looked better.
It's more of a. It's a lifestyle, not a style.
Now, I must ask you a question before we go into anything else, Tybros, and the two of you. When was the last time you saw your father?
Well, like that's 8 months ago, maybe just over a year. I've been away. I've been over in Telerium.
Okay,
I,
just had to make sure.
yeah, no,
Now,
I was in Telerium. I came back. I tried to see him. They wouldn't let me, and then all hell broke loose.
what do you mean by all hell broke loose?
What you must have heard of the beasts that were taking people. You probably must have taken down a couple yourself.
Oh, by all means, I did. Yes.
Yeah, I did one of those, and on the way back, there was a group of people all in the woods chanting in black hoods. You'd actually be pretty impressed. Actually, I snuck up on them, watched them for a little bit, and thought, oh, that doesn't seem right. They were saying quite dodgy things, and then I decided to hightail it out of there.
Good they didn't see you. If you're back in town, it's a matter of time before someone recognizes you.
Tried to keep a low profile.
I mean, your disguise was quite good, but getting that close to you and it's easy to see the differences. Now, I'm glad you took up the offer to come here and meet me. It's looking quite dark here at the moment.
So
I mean, there's not much lighting in the bit.
I understand the concept of day and night. Yes.
No, in the town, it's not looking good. Now, the manor is the lodge, should I say? I've been unhomed. I've been made homeless, basically, shall we say? Whoever these people were that you found, they've taken over.
Lamb Lodge.
Indeed. And my fellow hunters are either dead or in captive. Hence why I'm in disguise. I escaped. They know I escaped, but they can't make it public that they're after me. because otherwise people will know that something's wrong.
Go on.
Now, from what I saw, matched what you said, people in dark hoods making rituals and shit like that.
I use the word hubbubaloo.
Hubbubaloo.
Well, that's what I've
Fitting.
been telling people, at least.
Now, it's all looking pretty bad. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know people high up are involved. And
That's what I was thinking, because sister's gone to the capital, she's not replying to my letters, and brother dearest is far off north, and hell knows where he is. It seems like a decapitation strike. Well, if my tutoring, right?
but your siblings are alive, correct?
I think they're alive, but someone's trying to get rid of them.
Well, did anyone try and get rid of you?
I don't think they got a chance. They didn't really know I was home until... Well, I don't know if they knew I was home. I didn't really make a big deal out of it. I'm pretty low-key when you get to know me.
Of course, yes, of course.
Just gonna look at Sir Steve like.
Now, I obviously I could have left, but I wanted to stick around because this place is home to me, and I don't want to see it turn into an awful place. Now, things are looking weird though. Like from my contacts that I've been speaking to in the underground network, people are changing.
Steve was saying something similar, wasn't you?
Yes.
Now, people have been raising issues and having, well, almost like arguments and complaining and that sort of thing. And before you came, there was a bit of ruckus about, the law not being present, not coming out, and lawlessness was rife. Because of these monsters in the woods, people were going a bit crazy. And no one would seem to do anything about it. And then the two leaders of that group, they went into the manor. And when they came out, it was as if it was all fine. Nothing changed, but they were placated. They were on side of your father and good old Reuben. And I don't know what happened. But they no longer wanted anything to do with the place, and then those that tried to approach them then got arrested themselves for civil unrest.
Well, we've got a meeting with Reuben in a day or so.
If I was you, I'd avoid that meeting. Unless you want to be known to be here.
Might be right. Perhaps we could find a patsy to go in my place.
Well, I'd recommend finding one.
You could always just rely on Randall to do it.
We afford Randall to be compromised. It sounds like Reuben has become a lot more persuasive than I knew him as.
Well, he does seem to take most of the meetings. Your father rarely ever comes out of his rooms.
Interesting. Well, have you got any good news for us, Callum? You're not called Callum, sorry, you're called Harold.
I'm called. Any good news? Well, I have myself a network of others that are working to try and figure this out.
I mean,
So obviously, I can tell you that something's amiss in the manor itself, and some things are definitely amiss at the Lamb Lodge. I mean, my people are taken or killed. I do not know. I wish I could find out, but I've tried to get in there, but it's almost guarded by these beasts. Too many of them.
What, the beasts
At least.
themselves?
Well, there's at least like 4 of them patrolling the area.
No, I mean, are
and
you referencing humans as beasts as a descriptive term, or
No,
literal
no,
beasts?
like the one that you killed and the one that I killed. There's more of them.
Huntsman's Lodge, ruled by beasts. Ironic, really.
It is ironic, yes, and if I wasn't so sad, I would probably laugh at the irony. But
I think a
yes,
poem could be.
I've heard horrible noises coming from the inside of that lodge.
Well, Stephen, you're our man at arms. Whoa. What do you think? Worth exploring the lodge first?
Hmm.
Perhaps we could generate some more allies.
It might be worth clearing it, if not just to see what we're up against. If there's beasts in there and they're somehow connected to what's happening in the manor, there may be some more in the manor. Best we know our enemy now than find out later.
Good. Sir Harold. Oh, you're sorry, I don't know if you're Sir. Mr. Harold.
Well, I'm actually a baron, but you know.
Baron Tugsworth. Have you got any insight into these beasts? Are there any weaknesses that you found in your? Because I just hacked mine apart. I didn't really make any job.
I tend to use my trusty crossbow to take it down from afar. It's got the typical weak points: eyes, neck. It's got a weird, like almost like shell-like carapace around its midriff, though. So you got to find the chinks in the shell. But typical weak points. If it opens its mouth, inside the mouth is pretty sweet to go for.
Well, I think we need to get that lodge cleared. At least it will give us a safe base of operations. Down. We're a little bit exposed on the boat currently.
So, Steve, you sounded like you were going to say something.
Yes. I was just thinking of something. Sorry, but you and a collection of others are investigating this situation. You seem to have come across a fair bit of information, but how come you haven't stretched out beyond the town here and looked for help from some of the neighboring towns?
I've asked my network to go, but no help has come. Until you guys came. Most of the others I've tried to slip notes to, and they've just ignored it. And I've had to change my meeting place a number of times because I've slipped a note to someone, and then they've shown the guards at the gate and been like, "Hey, someone put this in my pocket." And so when I've tried to meet them, the guards have been there, and I've had to dash. But, you know. So this is the 6th time that I've had to change my meeting place to now the smelliest place in town.
Right.
I think the lodge is definitely worth a look. It's secluded enough outside town that we'll be able to operate out of it.
I mean, even if you could just observe it for a few days, I've seen the hooded figures going in.
Oh, right. So it's real cult territory.
Oh, yes. It's almost like, you know, when you said you saw them in the forest.
Yes,
like
yes.
They've moved those meetings into the lodge.
Oh, shit, okay.
I think too many people seem to see them in the forest.
Well, I did.
Stumbled upon them. Number of lumberjacks have gone missing as well.
If I may, Baron, this network that you're connected to, are they by chance in connection with those in the ditch?
No. My network is just a few old acquaintances. One of them being Nigel, the smithy. Old friend of mine, doesn't like to kick up a fuss, but he's recognised that things have not been going well in this town.
Nigel's a good man.
He is a good man of morals and integrity.
Good cards too.
Yes. I mean, I say integrity, he's a bloody cheat at cards.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Probably explains why he takes so much money off of me.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna have words with Nigel, I think.
No. He's a good man. Leave him alone.
Right. So, right, let's solve the mystery of the Lamb Lodge.
If I may be so bold, and not to interrupt the Baron, of course, but we are to be here in town for a few days at least, if not a week or more. There's no use rushing anything, especially because, and I hate to say this, but perhaps better we use infiltration and subterfuge here rather than rushing in head first.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that, Mr. I hate lying to people and want to tell everyone that I'm a member of the Emerald Order.
Yes, I see the irony here. I am not blind, but
Irony. What's that?
I do not have time to give you a lesson in, well, common.
So what you're suggesting, and I personally agree with you, we send our little elven friend here. I put my hands on Andrew's shoulders. A little scout around by himself.
Not quite what I had in mind, but similar.
You hear that, Andrew? You're part of the resistance now. Viva la resistance.
It's not the first. Probably won't be the last.
Yeah,
I think it best if we have someone, either him or Randall, watch who enters the lodge and who leaves the lodge, and then if they can't catch their face or who they are, to follow them back to wherever they go, because surely they're returning somewhere to their homes in the town.
take them out one by one in their homes.
Not quite. No.
I like that. Separated your
No,
enemy.
I can
that is
rather easily do that side of things.
Yes.
that is not what I had in mind.
Why, that's a perfect.
It's an option, but I'd rather not let this town turn into a bloodbath.
Yes, I'd rather that not happen.
Last resort, though. It's an option, but it's a last option.
I mean, let's be honest. They are going to end up hanging from my tree later on when we capture them all, anyway.
Well, the problem is we don't know if something is controlling them, or like as we've seen, people have gone into this place and come back totally different.
You mean
We can't punish.
How can something control people? Nonsense.
Well, from my own experience, demons can do it.
Demons? Don't bring demons into this. This is humans.
Well, there's also those creatures, which are definitely not humans and
Yeah,
not normal.
They're monsters, they are.
Yes, and someone has created those using magic. So there is magic involved here somewhere.
I've not seen any magic happening here.
Then what made the monsters?
I don't know, but they're just beasts, aren't they? They just turn up every so often.
They're controlling them.
Are they?
Have you been paying attention at all?
Yes, I have, but creatures sometimes just come in the forest and find a home. Clearly, like the Lamb Lodge. Maybe it's a good food source.
But they're not killing the cultists going into the Lamb Lodge.
We don't know that. Harold, is this the case?
I mean, from what I've seen, people have gone in, but they've all been hooded. I haven't been able to get that much information. Otherwise, I've been acting already.
let's find out what's going on first. So we need to put some surveillance on the land lodge.
If it's surveillance in the forest, Randall's probably best. If it's surveillance in the city, then that's probably more my wheelhouse.
What about if we could get you into the manor? Because
I'm working on that.
good to hear.
You said that where the manor is, it was built on an old fort, correct?
No, well, the manor's inside the fortress. Yes.
Yes, that's one I typically, from my own knowledge, old forts like that would have secret passageways in and out.
Oh, yes.
The manor itself might have one or two.
Yes. I mean, I have one I used to use when I snuck out. Tibrus's backpack passage.
Might be worth checking if any of those are still being watched at all.
Right.
Might be a good way in rather than the front gate.
Oh yes. No, I can show you that one if you want. It comes out in the Teamsters building. Or just outside it, actually. It doesn't come up directly inside it. There's a well behind it that it comes up in. Should actually take you out in my bedroom. Or the kitchen, depending on which door you go.
They both next to each other.
No, they're kind of like on top of one another. There's a staircase.
I see.
Yes. Makes bloody handy for when you just need to sneak someone in, and then they get a bit hungry afterwards. Sneak them down to the kitchen, they get you something to eat, they bring it back for you.
And tell me, I haven't managed to see any, but is there no chapel or anything in the town?
That's inside the fortress.
What god is it dedicated to, or just any of the gods?
It's a kind of a general, yes.
Well, we might be able to get Randall in a different disguise, and with the amount of preaching he does, they'll assume he's one of the clergy and just let him in. He wouldn't even have to put on an act with that. He just wears his white robes and walks up, Lazarium be with you, and they'll let him in.
Well, I mean, everyone's let in there at the week's end for weekly services.
I happen to have a clerical disguise. Should probably fit him.
Of course you do.
A long white beard and everything.
Yes. Of course you do. Harold, where are you staying? You're not just living wild at the moment, are you?
I am actually. Occasionally, I sleep with the in one of the woodcutters' camps, but yeah, most of the time I sleep in the wilds.
Well,
That's okay.
we have a boat in port, which is quite comfy cabins. If Andrew,
Too central, I'm afraid.
I mean, would Andrew be able to give you a disguise? At least give you a comfy bed for the night.
I'll have a comfy night when this is over.
Well, the offer's always
I
there.
appreciate the sentiment. Now, however, if you do need me, I will every second day I'll meet you here, but I'll be here in the fish house. However, if you do need me in the meantime, ask at the Blakely lumber camp, the most southerly one. Ask after John. They'll know.
Okay. Oh, Harold, it's been a pleasant surprise actually to see a friendly face.
Good. I'm glad you're home. Hopefully, you can knock some sense into your father.
Well, I intend to. And so I'm just glad to see there's some honest men still left in town.
There's plenty of them, but most of them are shit scared at the moment. Or they don't know what's going on. Either way.
One last question for you, Baron. Um,
Please make it the last one, because I do need to go wash this fish smell off me.
yes, of course. When was the last time you seen Lord Rain? Um,
Well, he came and addressed the people in the Yule festival, just on his balcony. Said a few words like he always does, and then went back inside, and that was the last we saw, and that was the first we'd seen of him for a while, and then the last. He's been very quiet. I'm worried for him. I feel like he's either being blackmailed or something.
and is there a Lady Rain as well, or never actually asked Tiberius?
No, she's long dead.
Ah,
I guess Latara is now Lady Rain, but she's down in the capital. Got a letter from her actually. She's pretty safe.
Well, I wish you both luck. All of you. And this random fella. Hopefully he's as good as you say about sneaking through forests. He'll need to do a better job than I to get close to that lodge.
Sure, he'll impress you. When we get a chance, I'll introduce you.
I look forward to it. Now, I'm gonna go wash. And he just like takes off all the netting, opens up the door that's to the river, and just dives straight in. You hear the splash.
I think
Oh.
that's the first noble that I kind of like.
He's a bloody hunter. It's I'd be keen to see his trophies. Longthorns.
Well, I have a last bit of business to do tonight, so I guess I'll see you guys back at the end.
Catch you later. Have a lovely evening. Come on, Sir Stephen. Let's get into character. You're right, mate. I'm Vicky.
right. Don't think you had that right then, but
Oh no, hang on. I need to be
I-
like a sailor.
no, yeah.
Or like a foreigner. Hello there. No. Do I talk like
Yeah.
this? I do talk like
Yeah.
this. Yeah, that's it. Mickey's back.
Well, there you go.
Azrael just like cringes and leaves. Just like
Well,
should've-
come on, Mick.
I'll let you come inside the tavern this time.
instead of disguises, I should have spent all of that time on the boat trying to just teach them how to act. Try to pass off the sun.
As we're walking up, I'm gonna give him a good solid thump in the arm. Good old Mick. And be going, right.
Yeah,
Last-
Stephen. I'll have your
Last,
wrist.
last one to the Golden Carp has to buy the round, and he's gonna start jogging off to the Golden Carp.
Mick doesn't run.
You fucking. Oh, I'm gonna get a free round of drink. This is great.
Ansriver, what is the task that you're doing?
I'm gonna don the hood and mask of Shadow, and I'm going to go kill an innocent.
Okay, he's part of the cult.
Not that sort of hood and mask.
I can't wait till this gossip gets back to him via that one stable boy. This is gonna be great. The
Alright.
second he finds out someone in town's been murdered, he's gonna be like, "It was him."
Tiberius is going to be at his tree just going, soon, my murder is
Alright.
So houses by the bridge, correct?
Yes.
That's where Vinny lives.
Yeah.
Cool.
They believe it's on the north side of the road. So one of these
Alright.
three as you were directed to.
All right. Might not be any murders tonight. Unless I can find like full, I guess evidence that like just confirmation that the person is Vinny. Because yeah, I'm also just going to be just stealthing in. Hopefully they're asleep and just checking the houses to see if someone that matches the description.
Roll me an investigation check then, as you're trying to look through like windows and investigate through.
Just watching as they sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, this is all I do while you guys sleep. This is
He usually just watches you guys sleep, but
just sharpening my blade, you know, because yeah, elves only need 4 hours, so the other 4 I'm just waiting.
now you actually notice it's the smallest of the houses. So it's actually the one at the end here, the purple roofed one. That's the smallest one. You look through the window and you see a man sleeping that matches the description. There's no one else in the house. It seems that he is on his own.
Oh, no one's in the house.
Well, from looking in all the windows, you can't see anyone else living there with him.
And he's asleep currently, or is he still up?
He is sleeping.
Perfect.
Just how you like him.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a coward.
How are you going to get in?
Well, and I don't think I've had a good roll of these since, but let's try it again. I'm just gonna try to sneak through the back door, see if and if there's a lock, I'm just gonna
All right.
lock that
Thieves
one
tools
in.
check, my friend.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not the most complicated lock, but yeah, it unlocks, and you're in.
Cool. I'm gonna find the kitchen and find the sharpest blade there. Sharpest like knife.
Yeah, there's definitely a knife there.
I don't really want to use mine because mine will sort of leave an interesting wound that might draw a bit too much attention. So yeah, I'm just gonna find a knife and then sneak in. Uh, if there's a couch or something on the way, I'll grab a cushion.
I mean, there wouldn't be a couch, but there's like chairs that would have a cushion on them.
Cool.
All right,
Uh,
roll me a stealth check at advantage. He is asleep. Not that you need the advantage, but yeah.
I'm basically playing a different game than the rest of the campaign. And I have been playing this secretly behind the scenes.
All right, yeah, you are in his room. You're standing over him in the bed. He's sleeping peacefully.
Pillow over mouth and then knife to throat.
Yeah, he's dead. There's no roll needed. You successfully stealthed up to him. He's asleep. Knife to throat. He's dead. His eyes widen, but you can't even see his face as you bury the pillow onto him.
Gonna move the pillow off. Going to pull him over to the living room and then just start breaking a few things. Make it look like there was a fight that happened. Gonna scratch his arms and stuff like he was in a tussle, and then just open the back door. Leave it open and then leave.
Okay. You have staged a crime scene.
Yeah.
And on that cheery note is where we'll finish the next session.
Next week, I'm going to beat up some kids. And Sir Steve is going to kick a duck.
I mean, he probably wasn't an innocent man, but he's turned a new leaf.
Yeah.
And now you killed him.
Well, I need information, so.
Yeah, justifies it. Right, bye.